the group as well. So just going to record now. Okay, so today we have a session. Mr. Osei has actually been on our platform before. Today what we're going to do is we're going to talk about buying land in Ghana and also building in Ghana. Mr. Osei, welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for joining us again. If you could tell us a little bit about yourself.
Okay, my name is Osei Atakra Amenyampo. I'm a building technologist. I'm a contractor. I'm a quantity surveyor. So in construction, I do it all.
Okay.
With respect to
what do you mean? Next one.
I just need to mute a few people. Okay. Yeah, carry on.
Okay, so with respect to this conversation, I am a building expert, a professional who renders services to clients who wants to build actually. So it runs from giving a design, getting them permits, and then executing a contract for them. So some people comes with intention of getting a design down because they've seen the design and they don't want to miss it. So they come forward, we design for them, and then they put it in their folder. Others continue to actually execute those projects. So if I can go through some stages of our services. Okay, so let's say you have your own land, you've secured your land, and wherever in Ghana, from north to south, we are ready to move and help. So you have your land already. So the next thing is to get you a design. Right after the design, we will go for a permit, depending on where you want to put up the structure. So for example, if you want to put your structure in Kumasi, we will have to go to KMA. If you want to put it at, let's say, Ho, we have to go to the respective agency or department in your locality to secure the permit for you.
Okay.
Right after the permits, then we will have to cost it for you by developing a BOQ, bill of quantities, stating all the various elements. We describe them, and then we set prices to them, and then we give you a specification to every element of the design you agree to. From there, we develop a cash flow statement for you, stating each section. So we look at your budget. We engage you to know how you can contribute to your construction. For example, people want to spend a year to do their construction, so the cash flow will be spread for a year. Others will want to do it over 3 years, 4 years, 5 years period. So sometimes we break it down to about, let's say, 5 phases, so that to fit the person's cash flow or pockets. Okay. So once the cash flow statement has been developed, then we move to the construction stage. So that is about it.
Okay, thank you so much, Mr. Atakra. Now, the problem, I think most of us, I don't know, well, I'm not necessarily speaking for everyone here, but a lot of us that we are in the diaspora. Many of us have had experiences where someone, either a contractor or a family member somewhere that you've actually initiated to actually run or supervise a building project for you in Ghana. Many of us have been in so many problems that sometimes it puts you off building a property in Ghana. So someone like myself that I'm here, that I want to build in Ghana, what is the process that I'll have to go through from the beginning? So in terms of buying land, you and I know buying land in Ghana, it's one of the biggest issues that people tend to face, where people have bought land where they've lost the land, or there've been issues on it, or the land has actually been missold and been sold to many people. So to start with, how do I acquire land? And also, how do I check to make sure that the land that I'm buying is actually legit and there's no issues?
Okay, so in terms of land, I actually recently had to add land acquisition to my the various services I rent. I realized a lot of people, I didn't, actually want to go into land matters, but I have no choice. So what I do normally is to go to the source. The source means that either the chief or lands commission.
Mm-hmm.
Lands commission, because mostly all the lands I have actually passed through lands commission to get are always problem free.
Okay.
So legitimate people always leave their lands. They advertise it at lands commission because lands commission will verify before they even allow you to
Okay.
advertise or even leave you leave an advert with any worker on their premises concerning the land. So I go there, and I also have estate. These estate developers, there are some of them who also sells lands, like Apollonia and the rest. They also sell lands, but it's quite expensive. I also have some chiefs. The chiefs sometimes they also play funny, but once we have lands commission now, their professionalism standards is rising in compared to previously, So I go there to verify the lands whose name actually has been registered for the land before I actually advise clients to go for it. So once I do my checks, I'll just leave the seller and then the clients to do their negotiations. And then once they agreed on the terms of payment and they finally secure the land, then I move in to do the design bits. If the clients wants me to front, or probably I even want to, mostly I want to do it with a relative when the person is not in the country.
Right.
So for example, if it is you, I'll prefer you have your relative to look at the land. We go to the seller, either the chief or lands commission or these estate people, we go there together. We all get the land. I get a GPS location. I send it to the client to actually also look at it from, at least they will get a direction to their land from overseas. So that is what I do. So up to the point where you make payment, I would want to engage a relative of yours if you want to actually. Then once everything is secured, I hand over the building documents and everything, all receipts to your relative you trust most to keep it for you, and then we move on from there.
Okay, thank you. So in your opinion and also with your own experience, I know I can't afford a plot of land in East Legon at the moment, or let's say Airport Hills. For somebody that like myself, that I'm abroad, I want to build in Ghana and I'm looking for a land. I mean, in your opinion or in your own experience, where are the places that you think some of us that are now looking to build in Ghana, which are the areas in Ghana would you say we should focus, or where we could be able to get affordable land?
Yes, I like the word affordable because I mean it's also relative in a way.
Yeah.
So currently there are lands around Apollonia. Apollonia, I think the cheapest you can get, I stand to be corrected anyway, is around I think $6,000 something. That is on service. If you want service land, they are selling it around $20,000. But then there are other family lands around Apollonia. There's one family I'm actually talking to currently who they have about if I remember clearly, they have about 50 acres of land. I think they've sold just about 10% of that land. I'm actually talking to them to see how best they can spread payment so that I can actually advertise it to platforms for people who are interested. They want cash down. Currently, their price is around 25,000. It's just about 10 minutes away from Apollonia main gate.
Okay.
Actually, so that is also there. You can also get lands at around Kaswa, between Kaswa and Winneba Junction. That straight to you can have very affordable. I mean, it can go as low as maybe 5,000 Ghana cedis, 4,000 Ghana cedis. When you buy it from these agencies, these estate developers who sell land, sometimes they even spread it up to 2 years, 1 year for you, flexible payments. So those ones are very legitimate, you know. They are registered. At least you can track their documentation, you can track everything. So they are easy. They are easier to deal with than families and chiefs, you know, and then even individuals. Yes.
I see.
So currently there is one going on at is it Akati or Akoti? Yes.
Kaswa Akoti,
Kaswa area there. And then I've also mentioned Apollonia. You can also climb Abru Hills area there. You can get land there. You can also go to between right after Accra heading towards the Salon to there's also some lands being sold there which are affordable. So let's say a price range between 5,000 to about 30,000 Ghana cedis. You can actually get a land.
Okay. I was going to say that somebody was asking whether the cost of a property is that in Ghana cedi or US dollars. They wrote Ghana dollars. No, it's Ghana cedi. So Ghana cedi. So the prices that you are quoting in terms of this one by Kaswa and then the other one which isn't in Apollonia itself, these are Ghana cedis.
Ghana cedis.
But then the one in Apollonia city itself, you're talking US dollars.
US dollars, exactly.
Okay.
They price in dollars.
They price in dollars. Okay, thank you. You mentioned service plots and the other plot. Can you explain a little bit what a service plot is and what the other plot is, so that some of us that are not aware of what type of plots they are, so what type of lands they are, we would be able to understand it, so that when the price is quoted in you know, in terms of the fact that it's a service plot, we know the meaning and we know the understanding of it.
Okay, service plot in simple terms. They've provided services. Let's say they've constructed all roads, demarcated all roads. They've done drains. They've provided electricity, so that when you buy the land and you build, it's very easy for you. You just connect it to a pole near you.
Right.
They've provided water, you know, along the routes, so you just need to tap onto those water. Apollonia, for example, they have their own substation, electricity substation, where let's say unless we have total darkness in the whole country, they actually can manage their own electricity very well. As compared to the general ECG Wahala. So that is service land. With on-service or semi-service, they provide some of them. Sometimes they cut the roads. They just cut the roads. They don't do the drains. They don't provide electricity. They don't provide water. Sometimes they provide electricity to an extent. So let's say if they have a main road passing through, or always all the development, they have one big road which connects the smaller ones. So the main road, sometimes they provide electricity up to that point. So all the streets branching off to the other plots don't have electricity extended there. So these are the same. And there are other ones too, which are starting. You know, you just go in and you buy your land and that's it. You don't have any services provided.
Right. Okay, thank you so much. Now, in terms of building, okay, you've spoken about land. Thank you. I think there's a question here. Can any national buy land in Ghana? I think so. However, yes. I think the lease is different. I don't know if you can shed some more light on that.
Oh, we have Nigerians who have acquired lands, who they've bought properties. I mean, you can. Anybody at all can get land in Ghana.
Okay, okay,
Yeah.
that's fine. Somebody is also asking, is there a realtor or a person you can recommend buying land? The person is in the US. That's Michael Hale. Michael, I'll leave Osei's number in the chat, and then anyone who is interested will be able to give him a call. At some point, I'll type his number up, and then so that it's easier for you to get in touch with him. Another question here is, I recently and almost paid a family for a land. Bear with me a second. That is vested. I found out because I had gone to the Lands Commission to inquire about the land. I was advised I can apply to the government for them to release it to me. In a situation like this, do you think it's worth it to proceed with applying to the government? And how do I deal with such family?
Along the line, I had a break. So if you can repeat the question.
Sorry. So he says that, so
Mm-hmm.
he's saying that they almost paid a family for a land that is vested. I found out because I had gone to the Lands Commission to inquire about the land. I was advised I can apply to the government for them to release it to me. In a situation like this, do you think it is worth it to proceed with applying to the government? And how do I deal with such family?
Once it's coming from the Lands Commission, I think it's worthy to go that course, because once you apply to the government and it's released to you, it becomes yours. No family can actually, yes. So whatever the family is due will be inside the conditions the government will set out to acquire that land. So the family will be compensated and you also get your land.
Fantastic. Thank you. Now, some of the houses that I see and the prices that I see in Ghana, I'll say, it's mind-blowing. I think I've seen houses. I mean, my ideal house that I would like in Ghana, the one that so far has actually picked me and I literally fell in love with in Ghana, I think I found out that the house was actually going for $7.5 million. Now, I can't actually afford that kind of house. So in terms of if I have a land and I wanted you to build for me, right? Are you able, can you just go through the process? I think at the beginning you mentioned BOQ, which is bill of quantities. Now, I'm not sure exactly what that means, but if you could try and explain what that means to, sorry, I mean, I understand it, but then others may not necessarily understand. But if you could explain to us what the bill of quantities mean, one, and then also what the difference is to me actually going to my brother or my cousin in Ghana and then giving him £200 here today, you know, I had £500 here whilst they build a house for me. Can you tell me the difference in what you do in terms of the BOQ and then what I would do with a family member?
Okay, so a BOQ is bill of quantities. It is a document which describes every section of the building, stage by stage, detailed description of materials and how that element will be executed and the prices against it. So for example, it starts from you clearing the land, for example, cutting down trees, if there is trees on the land, and the price for it, excavation, the concrete, the reinforcement, which is the iron rods, the timber you use, the block work you do. So it goes through, so whoever understands bill of quantities will actually see the processes you have to go through to get the building done.
Okay.
So it explains in detail. So even the class of concrete to be poured is detailed there. The strength of the concrete is detailed there. The type of block, the size of blocks to use, and the strength is detailed there. So that when you come down, let's say you come to Ghana twice every year, you can actually look at a BOQ, look at your building and know that this is what I actually paid for. You understand?
Okay.
So you see the blocks there. If it is 6 inches blocks, you see it there. If it is 4 inches blocks, you see it there. You just need to pull a tape and check.
Okay.
You'll see it then. If you price for porcelain tiles, for example, and then you go and you don't like the tiles, you can actually carry your BOQ and check.
Right.
What did I pay? You paid for porcelain tiles. How come you laid these tiles for me? You understand? So it's like a police. It polices the job for you.
Okay.
So right after you sign the contract, the BOQ serves as a police or a policing document for the client. He will look
Right.
at what he's actually paying for.
Okay.
It's been stipulated in that document.
Right.
So from the BOQ, then you can do a cash flow statement from the BOQ, because you extract all the amount and then you spread it over time, depending
Right.
on the capacity of the client. Yes.
Okay. My question to you is that, so does that mean that if I come to you and say I want a 5-bedroom house, right? And
Yes.
my budget for the 5-bedroom house is maybe, give or take, $100,000, for instance, right? Are you telling me
Okay.
that? So what's going to happen is that the BOQ would literally reflect my budget. Is that correct?
Exactly. So most of the time, people come with a design. Like
Yeah.
you said, you saw a design which is being priced at $7 million. So such a design, when you bring it, I will dissect it and advise on the probable cost. So I'll give you an idea of how much it's going to cost, so that we don't start the design and midway you get to know the price and then we back out and we have to start all over again. So
Okay.
I give you an idea how much it's going to cost. So let's say a 5-bedroom house, you have the design or you have a picture of the way you want the building to look. So I'll look at it, then I'll do simple calculations and advise you, okay, this 5-bedroom house will cost, let's say, $120,000. Then you will tell me that your budget is $100,000. Then we'll look at it. Sometimes it's just a matter of altering the finish material, or changing the style of construction.
Right.
So we have fast floors. We have our normal construction, that's the conventional with the beams and then the floor. If it's a story building, we have a flat slab. We have pre-stressed slabs. These, they come with different price quotations. So we
Okay.
will look at your span. It depends on the size of the building to determine which one fits best. So we look at alternatives and see how best to alter some things in the building to suit the 100. So
Okay.
once that is achieved, then we develop the design and then the eventual bill of quantities. Then we move on from there.
Brilliant. So my other question is that, so now that the bill of quantities has been issued to me and it's telling me that it's going to cost me $100,000, and obviously you've factored in the things that I want. We've factored in what kind of marble or what kind of floor that I want, and I start to 2020, August 2020. I now start. You give me a bill of quantities for $100,000. How do we make sure that, in, let's say, if it's going to take me 5 years to build, how are we going to make sure that in 2021 the price doesn't increase?
Okay, so from the start, we'll have a discussion. We'll look at how payment is going to flow. So if you are going to spend 5 years, I will advise you to try as much as possible to fast track the civil works.
Right.
That is the cement works.
Yeah.
These elements are influenced by inflation. They are influenced by forex. Such that when there is even an increase in petroleum, for example, cement price will change. So obviously, concrete is changing, block is changing, chippings, sand, everything. So I will advise you to do those cement works as fast as possible. Lucky enough, getting to the tail end, those items are buy and fixed, and they are only influenced by forex. So that when the sorry about that. When the Ghana cedi is actually going down or up, because the prices for those items, let's say air conditioning, for example.
Yeah.
Yes, air conditioning, for example, once it's priced in dollars, when the cedi fluctuates, you still get the money. I don't know if I'm making sense. For example,
Okay.
if Ghana cedi is 5.7 now,
Right.
if it gets to 6 cedis, for example, because it is priced in dollars, you'll
Right.
be able to use the same money to buy.
I see. So
Most often. So those
so
finishing items are not actually driven by our local price push, of price fluctuations. But
right.
the beginning, the civil works, the cement works and all that, they are being driven by a lot of factors, petroleum, forex, all that, these things changes prices of the civil works a lot. So by the 5th year, if let's say we have spent 40,000, it's left to 60,000, we are in the finishing stage. If that money cannot complete it, we'll advise you and revise the rate. But
Okay.
most often getting to the tail end, let's say if it's about $100,000, getting to the last $30,000 of the job, prices don't really change a lot because it's being driven by dollars, and the prices are in dollars already. So
Okay, fantastic. I want to go through a few questions here. There are quite a number of questions here. I probably want to go through that so that we can there are quite a few questions about Apollonia. Let me check. There's a lady from Apollonia, Aisha. She's online now, so I'll let her speak about the Apollonia type of land. But let me go through some of the other questions and then we'll come back to Aisha. So someone is asking, can the BOQ be negotiated? I'm assuming that it depends on their taste, isn't it?
no, the BOQ is based on your design.
Okay.
Okay, so once the BOQ has been developed, the quantities are fixed because the design has been done. What can be done about it is the method of construction. Maybe you will have to change the method of construction to as it were, to reduce cost or something. And sometimes the prices we quote, is localized. So, for example, if I am building in Suhum and the same structure is being built in Accra, the expectation is that the Accra one may be more expensive than the Suhum one, though it is the same design, because you get some materials will be far cheaper in Suhum than in Accra. So maybe you get some 5 to 10% reduction depending on the locality you have your building.
Fantastic, thank you. Aisha, are you here? Okay, we'll come back to Aisha.
I'm online.
You're online. Okay, is your line okay now?
Yeah.
Okay,
so not 100%.
100%.
Well, I'm also breastfeeding.
Okay, we'll wait. I'll come back to you.
It may go off soon.
Okay, I'll come back to you. But I think a few people were asking about the Apollonia city land, and I think one thing I haven't mentioned is the fact that there's a new development in Apollonia, by a new development by Apollonia called Walla Park, right? Yes. Are you able to tell us a little bit about it?
Yes. Okay, thanks, Kwame. So first of all, what I just did was to share a brief summary on the platform with everyone. I may not be able to tell everything, but I just share it right now. So Walla Park is another development within the Apollonia city, within underlined. So what it means is that you are buying a titled land. The only difference between a Walla Park plot and then the regular Nova Ridge plot is that the Walla Park is not serviced. What it means is that we are not doing any infrastructure. We are only bringing infrastructure to the boundary. So everything else will be done by you. Now, the other thing the other advantage with Walla Park is that you get to take your time to build anytime as compared to buying any of the Nova Rich plots. You can build in 10 years, 12 years, 20 years when you want. But when you buy in Nova Rich, you have 5 years to build. The prices also for what I just posted, it is fixed for 1 year. If you decide to pay within 1 year, the prices are the same. If you decide to go 2 years or 3 years, there is a slight interest rate that adds up to the total price. So this is the land you buy. It's a title land, but you don't get electricity. You don't get water. You don't get roads done. We do it to the boundary, and then you guys do the rest by yourself.
Okay, Aisha, I've shared the Walla Park document that you sent on the screen. So for those of you that can see the screen, it tells you about Walla Park. I don't know if you've dialed in, I can read that to you. It says Walla Park is a new residential development by Apollonia Development Company. It's located between Oyibi and Afienya, bordering the renowned Apollonia city. So the development covers a total land size of 76 acres with unserviced residential plots for sale. It provides payment plans from 1 month to 3 years. It is further away from the current development, residential developments in Apollonia City, phase 1, such as Nova Ridge, the Oxford, and then Bijou Homes. So at the moment, the Walla Park has a phase 1 and has been opened for plot reservations with a minimum of 25%.
Yes.
So there's two different types of sizes. The first one is 40 by 70, so 40 feet by 70 feet, and that is advertised at the US dollars of 6,500, and that's equivalent to 40,000 Ghana cedis. You have the next size, which is 50 feet by 70 feet, which each sells at 8,500, and that's 50,000 Ghana cedis. As far as I can see, the good thing about these lands is that you pay your 25%, and then you can spread the payments all over for 3 years. Again, who can acquire it? Retirees, first-time owners, diasporans, institutions. Benefits is proximity to Apollonia City. That the plots are titled, competitively priced, smaller size plots, transparent acquisition with clear ownership, and then again payment plan. As you can see, these are the payment plans that is available. So if you were to take a 50 by 70 plot, you will be paying an initial deposit of $2,125, and then monthly, for over a year, you pay $531. If you have to pay it over 3 years, about $198 a month. This is the location. So this is the main Nova Ridge and Oxford and other residential enclave, which is here. And then this is Walla Park. And I'm assuming that the Apollonia Industrial Park is where all the amenities and all the club will be. So if you are interested, if you're on the platform, let me know. If you're on the Migration2Ghana platform, let me know. If you're on the Africa Club platform, let me know. If you get in touch with me, I'll put you in touch with Aisha, who will be able to get the ball rolling for you. Thank you so much, Aisha. We have some more questions here that I want to return back. So someone says, if there are specific items, materials I want to use in the home that I'm building that I am supplying, would that be an issue?
Not at all. Not at all. So you can provide whatever materials you have. So once the BOQ has been established, you will tell us what you have. Then we will just delete those items from the BOQ so that it will only be left with the fixing bit of it. So if you want to import your doors, your windows, your WCs, your cabinets, your wardrobes, you can import them. I'm actually doing a job at Tema, Committee 12, where the client is actually importing everything, including a swimming pool. So
Okay.
it's not a big deal at all. I will only charge for fixing. That's all.
Right. Okay. So if one imports their stuff from overseas, that means the price will then be reflected. So if the house is going to cost, the BOQ says $100,000, and I can get stuff which basically takes out $20,000, I can import them to Ghana. Then that means that amount will now be taken out of the BOQ. Is that correct?
Precisely.
Okay. Okay. Brilliant.
I've had a situation where client had a lot of sand. You know, Ghana, when somebody visions to build, they first of all start acquiring some material. So the guy had a lot of sand bought on the land already. So what I did was to buy the sand from him at the prevailing rate. So he bought the sand like maybe years ago. So my BOQ is current prices. So I bought the sand from him. So those monies were actually deducted from the total BOQ.
Okay, fantastic. There's another question here. I just want to go through the question to make sure that we cover everyone. It says, do you have a portfolio of building plans with estimated costs that clients can pick from? I'll say that's to you.
Yes, we have, but site conditions always changes prices a bit. For example, if you have a slopy land, the pictures and the prices, they are, like I said, my prices are localized. So it will give you a fair idea of how much it will cost. It might be less or it might be more, but most often just around plus or minus 5%. So we have something like that.
Okay. Fantastic. Let me have a look at another question here. The other, it says, do you have a website or a catalog of previous jobs he has completed? That's someone else. I think if you're any other platforms, then we can send you. I think I have, based on some of the stuff that we've shared on the previous platforms and some of the things that Osai has sent to me, I can share some of the work that he's done. I don't know if I can share this information, but if anyone knows about the Ayi Park, which is when you're heading towards the mountains, when you're heading towards the Abri, for instance, there's an estate development on the left-hand side. It's called Ayi Park. And as the last time, I think we mentioned this, Osei developed the initial, how many houses? 100 houses, is that correct?
I did the first 58.
The first 58, okay.
And started about 42 and left.
Okay, so that's, yeah, so give or take. So he was involved in the first 100 of them. So that's the first ones that we know of. But then if you want any, I mean, I'll put my email address on there if you want any information, because I'm operating 2 devices. So it's difficult for me to take all the email addresses. So if you can, my email address is info@fenchurchprofessionals.org. Okay, info@fenchurchprofessionals.org. If you can drop me an email, then I can send you the document that I shared earlier on. Thank you so much. Let me see whether there's any questions for Osei here. I think, Aisha, this might be to you. It says, these are extremely small plots you are describing. Do you have larger plot sizes available? How much are larger plots, 100 by 70? Aisha, are you there? Okay, Aisha is not there. So let me go back to a few other questions.
I think I can help in that regard. I
Okay,
think
yes,
Aisha mentioned 70 by 50 as at the side of their plot. So if you want 100 by 70, that means 2 plots. So you buy 2 plots to get the normal 100 by 70. So the price will be times 2.
It will be times 2. So that means that the 70 by 100 will be $17,000.
Exactly.
Okay, okay, thank you. There's another question that I missed here. I do apologize. It says here, can we buy plot sizes 100 by 80 or 100 by 70 in areas like Osu, Wager, Greater Accra, or Apollonia? How much is a plot that size in Ghana cities with service for water and electric setup in the area? I don't know, for myself, I think I can answer in terms of Osu, you'll be looking at about US dollars, not cities. I'll say, can you shed some light on that?
Yes, for Osu, East Legon, Laboni, those high-end places, you should be looking at millions of dollars. The least will be around $400,000 for a plot.
Yeah.
And the plot size, sometimes you will even be lucky to get 100 by 100 because it is old school size.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, they were not as greedy as we are. So they sometimes you can even have 120 by 120.
Yeah.
Yes. So those days, those were the normal a plot size. But currently we are battling with 80 by 100. We don't even know the size of a standard plot in Ghana anymore. It ranges from 70 by 100, 80 by 100, 90 by 80, you know. Yes. So if you want 100 by 80 service land in these places, Airport Hills, you should be looking at $1 million. But if you want the Apollonia and then these new estate development zones, then I think iShares prices will prevail in those places too.
Okay, thank you. I think someone also I think Shayla put a question saying, what is the normal range for in cities for 80 by 100? I mean, I think I can answer that, Shayla. I think it's very rare would you get 100 by 80 nowadays. The most common land is size is 100 by 70. In terms of the cities, normal range in cities for land, affordable, you may want to look at places like Ayimensa, Yarefa, Damfa, Amahia, Apollonia, which is after Apollonia. Some of those places have reasonable prices. I mean, Ayimensa at the moment, last year, Ayimensa, you're looking around about 50,000 Ghana cedis for a plot of land in Ayimensa. This year, because of the Oyarefa Mall that's coming up in Oyarefa, prices have now shot up to 80,000 in Ayimensa. In Damfa, you can probably get land for about 45 to 50,000 Ghana cedis. If you go to Amahia itself right now is about 60,000, 70,000 thereabouts, isn't it, Osei?
Yeah, precisely so.
Okay, so
and
I
then
think
Pram 2 is also there.
Pram, exactly. Pram is there. You have you know, and then Afienya, Dawenya, all those areas are looking around. You're looking around about 35 to 40,000 around about the Afienya for area. There's a question here. Someone is asking, do you only build in the Ghana area?
No. Currently, we are doing a renovation work in Sierra Leone. I think I will be going there right after the borders opened. We are doing a renovation work there. It's about 8-story structure. I have about 2 guys there. One is an engineer, the other is a project manager there. So aside Sierra Leone too, we are actually designing an estate for a Ghanaian who is working at Liberia. So that is that we don't just build in Ghana. Anywhere we want to build, I think we can arrange and go.
Fantastic. There's a question here from Nana's phone. It says, if you buy an unserviced plot and Osei is building on it, then are the servicing of the plot a part of the building cost? And what is the average cost of servicing a plot?
Oh, it depends on the closest place we can actually tap the services from. So, for example, if it's electricity you want, we will have to the farther the point of connection is, the more you pay actually. So
Right.
sometimes we arrange with the people, your neighbors, people around your locality. We arrange with them. We all come together, and then we see the ECG people, and then we get the price down as much as possible. So they actually contribute to send the electricity down to as close to your property as possible, so that the cost wouldn't be much. If we are looking at just a single pole or two maximum, we are looking at around, let's say, around 3,000 cedis can actually get you power. If you are to buy 2 poles to get to the source of power. We also advise on solar. If the cost of getting power to your place is too far, we advise on solar for you. We design for your structure to take care of solar, to incorporate solar actually, so that you start using electricity before the national grid gets so close to you that it wouldn't cost too much to connect to the national grid. If it's water too, we can sink a borehole for you and put a treatment on. If the government one is too far off, we can just sink one borehole. Most often domestic, one borehole is enough. Sometimes we sink two to make the water non-stop.
Right.
And we put in pumps and all that to actually give you water. So, these alternatives are all there to help and bring down cost of construction, and also make accommodation and livelihood comfortable.
Fantastic. So, do you do renovations as well?
Yes, we do renovations. Renovations. So with the renovations, we will look at where you've got into, and then we will look at the class of finish you want to do. Sometimes people have finished up to even plastering, done their ceiling and roofing. So
right.
we'll just be, I will send you something like a questionnaire to take the class of materials you want, and then based on that, I will develop a price for the outstanding works to complete the structure for you.
Okay.
I'm actually working on one for a client at Obojo in Accra, behind East Legon.
Right.
Probably he might even be listening to this program right now.
Okay. Hey, so you're getting a lot of clients from overseas.
He has actually relocated.
Oh, I see.
Yes.
There's a question for Sheila. It says, do you have access or inventory to distressed homes or lands records?
Do I have
an access or inventory to distressed homes or land records?
Distressed.
So, yes.
Distressed homes.
Yeah.
I don't know if I got the question right. I don't know what she means by distressed.
Yeah, I if she could shed some light.
Yes.
Or land records. I'm assuming that. Do you have access to a record of lands in Ghana? I don't think it's okay. She says.
I think Lands Commission.
Yeah,
Lands Commission will be the best place.
The best place. Okay, she says that distressed homes means homes that have been abandoned or homes that are badly being kept.
Which are up for sales or what?
Yeah.
Well, I think we can. It comes once in a while. Ghana, we don't have these websites. You can actually access some of these information easily. But once in a while, we get
access to some
notice.
of those things.
We get notice of people selling their properties.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Fantastic. I think for me that's all the question. Now, the one thing is, sorry, I meant to no. So Sheila, she said, do you have a finder who can go look for these homes, distressed homes? So is there a way we can try and if somebody is looking for the distressed homes in Ghana, is there a mechanism or how can to buy or to invest in them?
if you give me your spec, for example, currently somebody was selling a hotel. Let me say, should I call a guest house, about 8 rooms guest house in Tema. Somebody was selling it. So if I get, you know, if you are in touch and I get to know exactly what you want and the locality you want, we can just send information across and get you something like that. It's possible.
Okay. Osei, what I'm doing now, Osei, I'm leaving your number in a chat box so that anyone who wants to get in touch with you will be able to get in touch with you. All right?
Sure.
I hope you don't mind.
I don't. Not at all.
Yeah, so I've left for anyone listening. If you are interested in getting in touch with Osei, his number is in there. Osei, and then I've added the Ghana code. Now, Osei, I think that my last question to you was, what are your thoughts, or in terms of affordable homes? Is there something that you get yourself involved in? And is this something that some of us that are abroad, because some of the prices that has been quoted in Ghana as affordable, it's not affordable, because I've seen affordable housing for $150,000, and I'm thinking, how is that going to be? How is someone who earns, let's say, 2,000 Ghana cedis able to buy that kind of house? Is this something that you have access to, or you are interested, you deal with, or is there anything that you can tell us about affordable housing?
Yes, we have several forms of construction. It's sad that Ghana, we've thrown away every possibility to get buildings very cheap, but we've thrown away, and then we are just following, the conventional. We all want to put block work with mortar, pour concrete. We all want to follow the same process, but we have several forms of construction which can actually make the same design, the same outlook, everything, but different materials. Very few people actually knows that we can actually construct with sawdust. We can actually construct with rammed earth, what we used to call atakwame. Now we've modernized it to make it better. It's even better to live in terms of interior conditions. It's even better to live in rammed earth buildings than the conventional, because the thermal and sound insulation is very good in sawdust and then the rammed earth. So I don't sell buildings. Those who build and sell, they are into business of getting loans, acquiring land, building, and then selling. So apart from his profit, he's also looking at servicing his loans, and also the price is really high. It will be obvious, and it's not their fault anyway. What I do is I build. I help you to come out with a design. We have a discussion on how much you actually have to push, or the kind of finishes. I will advise you from the beginning of the design up to the end of the design, so that you design to fit your pocket. You see, so the rammed earth, for example, you don't need blocks, you don't need all these conventional things to make a home. You understand? If it's a story building, of course you put up your columns and on your slab and all that, but the infills we can use rammed earth to make it as cheaper. And rammed earth we use what we call filling material, gravels. That is all we use, and then we just add some quantity of cement. And in rammed earth construction, we don't use so much cement. So at the end of the day, the building becomes cheaper. You see.
Okay.
So I'm working with some guys to actually put up about 4 2-bedroom separate buildings. One of them will use sawdust panels, the same design. We'll use sawdust, we'll use hempcrete, we'll use interlocking blocks, we'll use the rammed earth to get these things and advertise. Maybe when that is done, people will actually listen and get things done the same quality, but then get it as cheap as possible. You can actually get the same design very cheaper than the conventional, but everybody wants to follow the same route. So it is there. You can always cut down on construction. Actually, I would prefer you cut down on the civil, save the money, and spec the building to your taste. Spec it to the highest level you want. And because if you waste all the money in buying iron rods and cement and chippings and all that, when it gets to finishing, then you're trying to buy a cheaper tile, you're trying to compromise on your ceiling, choosing plastic TNJ as opposed to plasterboard or POP, to have your spotlights and all that, to buy your nice kitchen cabinets, get your islands in place, something to actually get you to stay at home, But these are things we actually advise. So once the clients want it, I do what the clients want. So I'll put all these things on the table if they want it. Sometimes I do this price, the different prices, but they contemplate on the quality and how lasting that alternative is going to be. I've taken a client to Kia University where they use ramp earth to do a 3-story structure. So they actually left a portion of the building unplastered so that you see that the building there is at Akwame, but still people are just not interested. So we have several alternatives to get buildings as cheap as possible.
Fantastic. Jose, there's a question here. It says, do design comes with actual drawing created by an architect on your team or a partner of yours?
Okay, so I have some architects I work with. So I look at the design you want and select a good architect to execute it for you. Okay. And then I also look at an available architect. Sometimes somebody is good, but the workload on him, and then the time you also want your design. So I don't work with just one architect. But what I do is I facilitate the process to get you an architect and also negotiate on your behalf for him to come down as much as possible. Yes, and I also guide the design so that it fits your pocket. So I do the intermediary work to get your designs done. But then I leave you to have a conversation with the architect so that he understands perfectly what you want. But I come in there to help with the cost bit of it and get the designs to fit your pocket.
Brilliant. Okay, so there's another question which talks about asking about how much do you charge for consultancy?
It depends on the amount or the volume of work involved.
Okay.
So if somebody is just interested in a BOK, for example, and the cost of the structure is about $100,000. If you are my friend, maybe we will be looking at something very cheap.
I'll take that into consideration.
Professionally, we take up to about 5%. The bigger the projects, the lesser we charge. Right. So that when somebody's project is about $100,000, he might pay a bigger percentage than we're looking at $500,000. So and then we negotiate. I mean, nobody has a lot of money sitting down for nothing.
Brilliant. Thank you. Alex is saying that, can I be your friend then?
Of course, you can be my friend. Why not?
Nana is saying, what are the average cost for architectural designs? Any ranges?
Yes. My architect will beat me. He's listening right now. Okay, what I do, sometimes they charge from £1,500 going, but I've
Okay.
had situations where I've pushed them to even accept about £800. There's
Right.
been a situation where the design, the more you add, the more the cost. So
Right.
sometimes I advise people to take out some things,
Yeah.
once the construction starts, we just add it.
Okay.
So if you want a swimming pool, you ask architect to design a swimming pool and add it. He will add it to the cost. So just get your design, your building, and then we will look at the swimming pool when the time comes.
Yeah.
So that we have specialist people who does swimming pool, and sometimes we just have to ask for competitive quotation plus designs. So you get a design for free. I don't know if you understand what I mean by that.
Yeah. I understand that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I need a swimming pool. I need about 3 guys. Let them know, Charlie, I need a design plus cost. Can you do something for me? You have about 3 guys doing the same thing.
Yeah.
You choose one and then you pay for it. So the more you add, somebody wants a security post, they want a boys quarters, they want a swimming pool, they want amphitheater, so at the end of the day, if he asks you to pay about £5,000,
Yeah.
it becomes wahala. So
So I can't. So can I ask for a floating swimming pool in my design?
you a floating swimming pool. You want it on the rooftop?
There's a question here. It says, what kind of financing do you have access to? 30 years or 25-year fixed loan?
Oh, we have Ghana home loans. I think the previous meeting
Session we had, yeah.
I think somebody came to explain and break it down.
Yeah.
So Ghana home loans is there. They have nice packages for people outside the country and then inside here. So I think when you get in touch with them, or I can, if you get my contact and let's talk. More about that. I think I can front that venture for you.
That's fine. I'll say I've shared your telephone number and I've shared your email address at atakamaventureslimited.com, at yahoo.com.
Yes.
Yep, I've shared that with everyone here. So I think that's about it. We've gone just 10 minutes over our time. I wanted to keep it at 1 hour. I have another meeting in 15 minutes. But thank you so much, everyone. The next, I wanted to share the next program because our sessions are normally every 2 weeks. The next session is on the 12th of September, the same time as 6 p.m. And I have the pleasure of talking about moving to Ghana. And we are going to host Woody Meyer. Okay, we've had the privilege of getting in touch with Woody Meyer. So we're going to talk about moving to Ghana, his own experience from moving from China to Ghana, and some of the tips that he could give, our tips, warnings, the do's and don'ts in Ghana, just to have a chat with him. So it'll be a very, very, very nice session that we have on the 12th of September. Please book it in your diaries. It's going to be awesome. It's going to be myself and my other host, Jackie, that will be hosting. She's very, very, she's like the Oprah of our time. So I'm just a pretender to her throne. But it's been amazing. Thank you everyone for joining. I'll share the poster on all the various platforms that you are on. Again, if you want to get in touch with us, I've shared his number. His telephone number is on here, and then his email address is on there. If you want to get in touch with myself or him, if you are on the Migration2Ghana platform, if you get in touch with myself, I can definitely send you his number. If you are on the Africa Club or the African Professionals, my name is Kwame. You can send me a message and I'll share his number with you. Until next 2 weeks, have a lovely evening, and I'll speak to you also soon. And I'll say thank you so much for making time to come and join us again. Thank you so much. Have a lovely evening, everyone.
You're welcome. Thank you.